Give it a quick second. Make sure the feed is good. Check to see on my channel, see if it's
GmsTampa Miami.
Yep.
Alright. We up now.
Shalom. We the brothers out here from GmsTampa Bay. First and foremost, we want to give all praises and glory unto Yahweh, Ba'Hashem, Yahushai, Ba'Hashem, Rechad, Wadash. Give honors to the elders apostles of Great Millstone, and much blessing and salutations to the Akim around the four corners of the earth who are diligently pushing out His truth and sincerity. And we just want to go into a lesson here, going into the deliverance of Israel, and the downfall of our enemies, those that conspire, that have conspired against the Israelites, to take away the name of our power away from us and to lead us into the darkness that the majority of our people are in today. Lord is getting ready to come back into the earth to establish us back as the Lord's chosen people. Okay, because for the longest time now we've been at the bottom of society, the so-called Negro, Latino, and Native American man. When you look at him, or when you even think about them, you think about a degenerate. Okay, you think about people that just that are just getting by in life. People that really don't have no aspirations, so to say. But really, our people are the salt of the earth, man. We're what drives this earth. This earth was created for our sakes, okay? But we don't have the inheritance with us right now. But that time is coming real soon where we're going to have that inheritance with Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai. Through Yahushai, who is, the first and foremost, the only begotten Son, man. And it's through Him that we are able to come in into this inheritance. All right? Did you have anything to start off with, or?
No, not really.
All right, we'll go ahead and get that Psalms 71. Just start at verse 9.
It's the book of Psalms 71 and verse 9. Cast me not off in the time of old age, forsake me not when my strength faileth.
Yeah, man. See, and here it is. We're, as Israelites, we're in this low estate, man. We're not in our full strength, man. We are in our strength as far as Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai being with us, man. But compared to these other nations, what can we do against them, man? That's why we need the Lord to come back and return to deliver us from these things that are happening upon earth, to deliver us from our enemies, man. Okay?
Yeah, and when you look at Jake, we're like the scripture says, we're just as a worm. All right, we're helpless out here, but the Lord has given us Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai, all right, for us to call upon the name. All right, you look at Jake, in this society, how we've been downtrodden, all right, how we at the bottom of society, all right, we have no actual physical people that are coming and fight up for us, all right, but the Lord has given us Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai. He's given us His truth, He's given us His word, all right, but in this way, the Lord has given us, all right, for us to stand boldly, all right, in these last days, all right, to speak against our enemies, to let them know that Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai has a special people upon the earth, all right, whom, these elites, all right, these other different nations, all right, they push us, all right, into the side, they push us into the ghettos, they push us into the hoods. But here it is, Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai is making it known in these last days by raising up His men, all right, raising up the elect, all right, to speak boldly, all right, against the face of those, all right, which goes into Esau, Edom chiefly, and the rest of these other different nations.
Real quick, this is 2nd Ezra chapter 6 and verse 54. After these, Adam also, whom thou madest Lord of all thy creatures, of him come we all, and the people also whom thou hast chosen. You see, so out of all the people that have come from the order, because Christians like to say this a lot. We're all children of Adam. We're all the same. We're all brothers and sisters. Yeah, okay, that's cool and dandy. But the Lord also had a chosen people from amongst that. All right, and it goes on to say, verse 55, all this have I spoken before thee, O Lord, because thou madest the world for our sakes. As for the other people which also come of Adam, thou hast said they are nothing, but be like unto spittle, and has likened the abundance of them unto a drop that falleth from a vessel. So these other nations aren't considered shit, and are considered shit in the eyes of the Heavenly Father, Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai, man. All right? But it goes on to say, and now, O Lord, behold, these heathens which have ever been reputed as nothing have begun to be lords over us and to devour us. And here we are to this day, and what's today, the 11th, June 11th of 2023, and we are still being devoured by our enemies. Matter of fact, get that real quick in the Gospels where it talks about the dogs lick their wounds. Talking about the parable of the rich man and Lazarus. Because these nations have been, not only Esau Edom is he a burden onto us, which Esau Edom is the wicked. He is the wicked one that is in control, that the earth has been given onto in these days that we're living in. But these other nations have also been the burden onto you Israelites, man. That's why when you go into you Israelite, you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and you Native Americans, when you go into your neighborhoods, what do you see? You see East Indians, so-called East Indians, which are Elamites. You see them owning the liquor stores. You see them owning the smoke shops. You see the Moabites own the weave shops. They own the nail salons. They own the massage parlors. You think there's massage parlors where Lillian's giving happy endings in Esau's neighborhoods? Hell no, man. They got the professional shit out there where you get some legit massage. But in Jake's neighborhoods, you get the happy ending. And they give you a crappy ass massage, you know? You know, but these people have been nothing but burdens over us, man. They feed you that Chinese food, man. The New York Chinese food. Come get it. Mei Ling, Mei Garden, whatever, China Moon, you know, whatever the hell it's called, man.
Yeah, because they tell you they feed you chicken wings, but really you probably out here eating pigeon or some other type of bird out here. You know how exactly. You know how Moab get down. You know they eating live shrimp, live crabs, octopus. So how much profane any other animal that they would feed unto our people? All right, so I'm showing you that the Lord ain't dealing with these nations.
Let me finish. You got that?
Yeah.
All right, hold that real quick. Let me finish this. It says, I'll read this again. 2 Ezra 6:57. It says, and now, O Lord, behold these heathens, the ones that are counted as nothing, that are counted as spittle, which have been ever viewed as nothing, have begun to be lords over us and to devour us. But we, thy people, whom thou hast called thy firstborn, thine only begotten, and thy fervent lover, are given into their hands. So you Israelites, you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans have been given over to the hands of your enemies, man. Starting with Esau Edom, the so-called white man, and the rest of these other nations, man. The so-called Chinese, the so-called East Indians, the so-called Arabs. Okay, where do you, all this, the gas that you put in your oil, guess who that comes from, man? It comes from Esau, but he's buying it from fucking Ishmael, man. Okay, for the most part. All right? Which we still understand that Esau, the earth is given onto his hands. He's in control of everything, and these other nations are at his beckoning. But guess what? Pursuant to, and we're going to get into it, Psalms 83, these nations have all become confederate one with another to come up against us, man. To become adversarial against Israel. Because why? When we are in tune with our power, Yahweh Hashem Yahushai, we were an unstoppable people, man. Unstoppable. And real quick, we say that to the fullest extent because there was nobody who could stop us when Yahweh Hashem Yahushai was with us, man. When who you people ignorantly call God and Jesus Christ, when they was with us, there was nobody that was going to stop our people, man.
And that was the point the brother had went into. All right, look at all the times you go into the history of how the other nations they feared. All right, when they seen Israel, all right, walking through their city. All right, they feared. All right, they heard about the power of Yahweh Hashem Yahushai and his people, Israel. All right, the nations they feared it, they heard it. All right, so guess what? The Lord had His Spirit on His people. All right, to take down these nations. All right, and that's what we're gonna do, especially in these last days. All right, into the kingdom. All right, to put all you nations, all right, into subjection, as you have us under subjection right now.
Matter of fact, real quick, let me get a preset for you. Just go on to what you just said. That's a lot, yeah. This is the book of Jeremiah, chapter 30. I believe this is it. Jeremiah 30 and 16. And it reads, therefore all they that devour thee shall be devoured, and all thine adversaries, every one of them. See, it didn't say some, it didn't say most, it didn't say, whatever you want to think. That wasn't me.
Right.
It said and all thine adversaries, every one of them shall go into captivity. And they that spoil thee shall be a spoil. And guess what? These nations have spoiled us, man. They've made merchandise of you, Jakes, man. When you go to these places, especially Jake, the Southern Kingdom, man, you see these shops, with the weave, and what do you see? Pictures of Jake outside with the weaves. But then you go inside and guess who's working there? None but East Indians, man. Coolies. All right. These other nations, man, just over us, man. They'll use Jake in marketing tactics. Show Jake eating a burrito, Jake eating a taco, Jake enjoying, rocking the watch, rocking the clothes and the shoes. But who owns those things? But they showing you as the forefront. They putting you out in the forefront because that's who their target audience is, man. It's you Israelites, and they're spoiling you, man. Here it is, they feed you this crap. They market to you and they advertise, every and anything to you that's bad for you, man. And they put you as the image of these things. That's why when the whole thing with the C-19 happened, who were they blaming? We were talking, me and Brother Ariel was just talking about this yesterday, man. They were blaming Moab. But then that quickly changed to Jake. Jake is the problem now. Jake is the one that's spreading this. Because Jake is the most ones that don't want to take it.
Exactly. They kept putting that narrative in the news.
Yeah.
All right. Showing you that, people's looking, probably looking at Jake sideways. All right. And they kept putting on the news, for Jake to go ahead and go take it.
Right.
All right. They was, primarily focusing, all right, that really going on Jake. Right, because that's what they're trying to do. They're trying to get rid of Jake. All right, they've been doing it. All right, they still keep trying to do it.
Yeah.
All right.
Real quick before, because it's gonna go right into what you're gonna get in that Luke, right?
Oh yeah.
Yep. It says, "And all that pray upon thee will I give for a praise." So they praying on us, man. I mean, they hovering over us to devour us, man. They lurking in the bushes, just like Esau. And Esau is the main one that's lurking in the bushes, man, just discreetly figuring out ways to come in and attack us, man, like a roaring lion. That's why the scriptures describe Esau, even the so-called white man, as a roaring lion. Okay, because he's hiding in the bushes, he's making his move until he pounces on you. And it's a daily pounce that this devil's doing, man. Every day he's jumping on you Israelites to devour you, man. And so are these other nations because they're like the hyenas, man. Like in the description the brother's gonna get into, it describes them as dogs, man. And the hyenas aren't really dogs, but they pretty much closer to dogs than a cat, But let me get this next verse, is going to go right into that. Verse 17, Jeremiah 30:17, "For I will restore health unto thee, and I will heal thee of thy wounds, saith the Lord, because they called thee an outcast, saying, This is Zion, whom no man seeketh after." See, and this is what the Israelites have been diminished onto, man, where the whole earth is like, ain't nobody want to be, like Paul Mooney said, everybody want to be a nigga, but nobody want to be a nigga. Everybody want to know and feel like they're us, because we have so much flavor and we have spunk about us, but nobody want to actually deal with the consequences and the daily issues that come with being a so-called Negro, Latino, and Native American, man. Okay? But soon the Lord is going to heal these wounds, man. This is why the Lord, Yahweh Shai, who the world calls Jesus Christ, he came to heal not those that are whole, but those that are in need of a physician, man. Those that are sick, man. We have been given an incurable wound, but it's the Lord who's coming back to heal it. The scriptures talk about he cometh with healing in his wings, man. All right, so go ahead and now get that, because it talks about those same wounds.
So it's the book of Luke, chapter 16, starting at verse 19. It says, "There was a certain rich man, which was clothed in purple and fine linen, and fared sumptuously,
Yeah, sumptuously.
Oh, sumptuously, the water, every day.
Every day, and that's the so-called white man. Okay, he fared sumptuously every day, meaning he had plenty every day, man. Yeah, he had an abundance, and that's the so-called white man. He has an overabundance. Now you have regular Edomites out here, your everyday Joe Schmo, but they two-time losers. How is it that this is your kingdom that's run by your people, but you over here having to work a 9 to 5? That's your problem. You got to take that up with your people, man.
That's right.
But that's how wicked Esau is, that he doesn't even take care of his people. This should be a kingdom where every Edomite, just like when we get into our kingdom, every Israelite's gonna be on, man. Yahushua's coming to put on every single last Israelite, starting with the elect first. We the first fruits, the elect, that is. Lord will be a part of that number. The elect is going to get first dibs on the inheritance, and then the rest of the Israelites, the ones that have to perish on this side, then they're going to enter in onto it. And that's righteous, man. Putting on your brothers, man.
Yeah, you don't want to see your people suffer.
Yeah, exactly. That's what Jake does, man. When Jake makes it, they put on everybody, all their homeboys. They put on their they put their girl on, her family. They put on their family. You know, that's just the spirit of our people, man. We want to take care of each other, man. When Jake got it, you got it, man.
Exactly.
But these Edomites, Jake, man, good luck. They'll be kicked. Edomites will be filthy fucking rich, and they'll kick their kids out at 18 years old and go fend for yourself. Look at homeboy Bill Gates, what he did with his daughter, man. Yeah. You already know why he did that, because she got with a Jake. You know, so now she's deflowered. She's tainted in the eyes of that devil.
Exactly.
You know?
Yeah, that blood ain't pure no more.
No, she's damn as good. Go ahead, keep going on that.
Verse 20, it says, and there was a certain beggar named Lazarus.
That's the Israelites, man. You know, because we just begging to get by, man. Jake every day, whether they believe in a higher power or not, they just, man, I just hope I can just get through the day. I hope I got enough money for gas to get to work and get back home, and enough money to eat and feed my family. Jake living paycheck to paycheck, man. We live in a beggar's life, man. And that's a horrible life to live, man. The scriptures even tell you that. Okay?
Not to lead a beggar's life. Right.
And that's what Jake is resorting to, man, for the most part, you know? Go ahead.
It reads on, it says, and there was a certain beggar named Lazarus, which was laid at his gate, full of sores.
Full of sores, man. All right, matter of fact, what verse is that?
Luke 16, verse 20.
Okay, let me get that. Luke 16 and 20. I'll get that word there for womb, right? Or sores. And there was a certain. Read the verse again.
Okay, verse Luke 16 and 20. And there was a certain beggar named Lazarus, which was laid at his gate, full of sores.
Yep. And it really don't go into much. It says helco, to make sore, cause to ulcerate, to be ulcerated. It says in the Greek lexicon, it says passive, to be ulcerated, full of sores, which we know sores are pretty much burdens, man. Let me look up this word ulcerated. You got it?
I got it.
All right, yeah, get the etymology of sore.
Okay, I got the etymology of the word sore, adjective. It says painful, grievous, aching, sad, wounding.
Yeah, sad, man. Wounded, man. This is you Israelites, man. You so-called Negroes and Native Americans and Latinos, man. Y'all live a sad life, man.
Super sad.
You know, you really, man. Even our women, man, they live sad lives. You're supposed to be taken care. You're supposed to have a man that's able to take care of you, and you're supposed to be at home just raising children, not having to even work yourself, man. But see, the condition of the battle is that we have to suffer. The men have to go out here to work and put their money into a bag full of holes, man. So it forces the women of our people, to go out and have to work themselves, man. Now we understand the state of this world, which that puts the women on a certain different level, but nonetheless, it shouldn't be like that, man. Things should be and we should be at complete peace. The job of the man to take care of the family, provide, be a protector, and the woman be the nurturing side, man. But you see, neither side can fulfill their goals. Why? Because we're living a sad life, man. We're wounded.
Exactly.
We're not made whole in this society, man. Okay. Yes, yeah, that was pretty much the point.
Yeah,
you can go back to the verse.
Let me go back in the book of Luke, chapter 16, verse 20 again. And there was a certain beggar named Lazarus, which was laid at his gate, full of sores.
Yeah, we're always at the gate of these Edomites, man. The scriptures talk about you shall go to the heathen for the one of all things, man, or to the wicked for the one of all things. We're, one or the other, but we have to go to these other nations for the one of all things. You want to get bread, you want to get food, you want water in your house, you want electricity in your house. You got to go to Esau. You got to go to the so-called white man to get these things. You ain't got no black-owned electric companies. There ain't no such
black
thing.
Owned, none of that.
Yeah, you got black-owned soap companies. You got black-owned herb companies and little things like that. But really, even Jake ain't even buying those things like that, man. It's Edomites who go into that. But what are the things, the necessities of life, and who owns those things, those necessities, man? Who owns the resources of the earth? Where do you have to go to get your groceries at, man? Where it's affordable. Because yeah, Jake can own a farm, but he can't afford to sell it to you cheap. Because it's causing him a pretty penny to produce and to cultivate and to prepare to sell this produce, man. You got to go to Esau. You got to go to Walmart's. You got to go to Publix's. You got to go to all these other different chains of markets, so to say, that are owned by these other nations, man. All right. So we're continually at the gates of these people, man. Full of sores, hurt. Jake over here with EBT cards.
Section 8.
Jake over here on his last dollar, man, buying a case of water, man. Go ahead. God damn, man. This is why we need out of here, man. This is why Yahushua, who the world literally calls Jesus Christ, Luke chapter 1, it tells you that he came to deliver his people from their enemies. Who is his people? Well, first and foremost, you must understand that the Messiah came from the tribe of Judah, which is the so-called Negroes of Israel, man. So his people are Israelites, man. And he came to deliver them from who? Their enemies. And our enemies is everybody else. All the other nations outside of Israel, which even our people are our own enemies, man. A majority of our people don't want to hear this message. The majority of our people hate it with the message the prophets and the Messiah came with, man. Because it was our own people that killed the Messiah. Our own people that had him crucified. If that doesn't tell you how much our people hate righteousness, then I don't know what, man. But see, that's how twisted the minds of our people have been made by these other nations. Because when we got even delivered out of Egypt, what did our people want to do? They wanted to return back to Egypt. Here it is, the Lord set up a deliverer through Moses to get us out of Egypt. And then our people were murmuring in the wilderness. Talking about, we want to go back to Egypt. What the hell are we doing out here? And that's why y'all stupid asses got left out there for 40 years, man. Wandering around in circles. And exactly. And all y'all died out there, man. Except for the children and Joshua and Caleb, man. Okay? Go ahead.
Going back in Luke 16 and 21, it says, and desiring to be fed with the crumbs which fell from the rich man's table.
Yeah, Jake's just trying to get by, man. Jake, that's all Jake wants, man. Yeah, Jake wants to make it. But at the end of the day, you have to come to, and that's the thing, is our people live in a state of delusion. You're never going to really make it, man. Even when you're making some type of money, when you're a top tier celebrity, you're still just getting by, man. Because at any moment, this devil can take things from you if you don't listen to him and do what he says, man. So really, your life is still in the balance. You're just having to sell yourself. You're having to compromise yourself to continue that lifestyle, man. So you're really just living paycheck to paycheck, except your paycheck is your soul, man, that you're giving up. You just got extra change in your pocket. But the rest of Israel, man, the rest of you so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans, the majority of our people are just getting by, man. And that's all they desire. Jake be so beaten down, and Jake get into his 30s and just they don't even want the house with white picket fence, man. They just want to have a spot where they can just come home and chill, man.
Right. To get away from all the nonsense and all the bills and all the chaos and things of what the world, brings into them. All right, they're trying to escape it. That's why you see Jake, they want to go out to the clubs all the time. They want to go shake their ass, party, they want to go drink, smoke. That's why they're trying to do all these different things, all right, to escape the reality. But the reality is, all right, there's curses upon our people. All right, you're going to keep running into them. All right, you're not going to be able to run away from these curses that the Lord has put upon our people. All right, and this is why the Lord has all these different nations and things that come up against us. All right, it's for us to call upon the name. All right, call upon Him, Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai. All right, like the brother had mentioned, he came, Yahweh Shai came to save what? His people, all right, from their enemies.
Real quick before you continue, let me get this back in Jeremiah 30, 30 and 10, and I'll read down to verse 12. Well, a little bit further down, but it says, Jeremiah 30 and 10, it says, therefore fear thou not, O my servant Jacob, which Jacob is another word for Israel, because Jacob's name was changed to Israel. It says, saith the Lord, neither be dismayed, O Israel, for lo, I will save thee from afar, and thy seed from the land of their captivity. And here it is, to this day, we are still in the land of our captivity. Yeah, you might be a dog with no leash, but you running around in the backyard. Right. And that's it.
You're a free-range slave. That's what you are.
Yeah, you a free-range chicken. You thinking in your mind, you picture a free-range chicken, this dude in an open pasture. No. He just ain't in the cage. Exactly. He's still in the warehouse.
Exactly.
But they shoulder to shoulder, shitting on each other and walking over dead chickens. That's all you are, man. A dog with no leash running around in the backyard thinking you free, like a happy ass nigga running circles in the backyard, but you going nowhere, man.
Yeah, you're free.
Yeah, that's the rat race, man. So it goes on to say, I will save thee from afar, and thy seed from the land of their captivity. And Jacob shall return and shall be in rest and be quiet, and none shall make him afraid. Which to this day, man, Jake lives a fearful life. Jake's life hangs in the balance every day from the moment, especially the so-called Negro tribes, man. Their lives definitely hang in the balance, man. You don't know if you get pulled over, whether that's gonna be your last pullover, man. Esau might blast you away, man. You don't know if that day is your last day. They have a thing where it's a good thing if Jake lives past 25, man. Okay? But right now, this is why we say this, man. We say this constantly. This is not our rest, man. This is not this is not the state that our people are meant to be in, man. We are a nation of kings, man, of rulers. That's why our spirit is just so dominant, man. And people don't like it. Because here it is, they look at us like the offscour of the earth. They look at us like we're beneath them, but we have this king mentality about ourselves. We have this overpowering spirit about ourselves that we carry ourselves in such ways, and people hate it, man. I mean, look at this guy so proud. It ain't pride the majority of the time, man. It's just that we're meant to be rulers, man. Okay? So it goes on to say, and none shall make him afraid. For I am with thee, saith the Lord, to save thee. Though I make a full end of all nations, whither I have scattered thee, yet will I not make yet will I not make a full end of thee. You see? So the Lord's coming to make a full end of these other nations, man. To bring them to a utter destruction, man. To put them underneath our feet. The nations are going to be the footstool of Yahushua, man. All right? It says, but I will correct thee in measure, and will not leave thee altogether unpunished. See, so the Lord said that He will measure us, He will correct us in measure, man. So here a little bit, there a little bit, time after time, all these different captivities that we've been in, it's been the measure of the Lord correcting us, man. And during the time of this correction, you always had a few that realized what was happening and came back to the Lord. They were like, yo, we just ain't getting jacked up for no reason.
Exactly. Some gonna come to their senses, right? Yeah. And that's what the scripture says. Then shall they think upon my name in the land of their captivities.
They shall remember themselves. It says, verse 12, for thus saith the Lord, thy bruise is uncurable, and thy wound is grievous. There is none to plead thy cause, that thou mayest be bound up, meaning healed. Thou hast no healing medicines. But what? The Lord has given us a physician. And the scriptures tell us to not abhor the physician, which the ultimate physician is who? Yahweh Shai, man. Because he came to heal the sick. He came to heal those that needed healing, man. And you Israelites, you have a lot of Israelites that just think that they whole, man.
They don't need no healing.
Yeah, because they got a good job. They got a so-called good education according to the white man. So they think they good. What do I need delivering from? I'm living a good life. But your stupid ass still living on. When you take away all these things, what life do you really have, man? You're still sad. You're still miserable, man. You're not enjoying yourself. You're not a ruler over lands, man. These devils, they own nations, man. They own countries. They rule nations. They rule people. And here it is, you own your backyard, and that's it. And not even, because God forbid you stop paying your taxes, they come to take it from you too. So really, what do you have? You have nothing, man. But the point being, it said in that verse 12, thus said the Lord, thy bruise is incurable and thy wound is grievous, man. Those sores that the Lord gave us, man, they're grievous sores, man. It's a burdensome life that you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans live, man. You having to work. You have to go to these college, so-called colleges, just to make something of yourself, man. So that you can earn extra shekels at the end of the day. But you more of a clown than ever, you know. So we'll go back to that Luke.
It's the book of Luke 16 and verse 21. And desiring to be fed with the crumbs which fell from the rich man's table, moreover, the dogs came and licked his sores.
Man, the dogs are these other nations, man. And the licking of our sores was making things worse. Because when a dog, when you think about a dog coming to lick your wounds, dogs come and lick your wounds and it heals you. But this is reading it, and this is given to you in the context of it's making things worse, man. And that's what these other nations do. The so-called Chinese, the Arabs, the East Indians, okay, the so-called African nations, the Hamites. These nations just make things worse for us, man. All right? And real quick before you continue, Jeremiah 30 and 14, it says, all thy lovers have forgotten thee. And who are the lovers? These other nations, including Esau. Because that's who we have gotten in bed with, man. Our people have wanted to be like the other nations. That's why the Lord specifically told us, follow not a multitude to do evil. Do not as the heathen do. Don't go following after these people, because their way that they live is not the way that you should be living, man. But see, we laid in bed with them. The majority of our people got in bed with these other nations, and they started to do as the heathen do. So it said, all thy lovers have forgotten thee. They seek thee not. For I have wounded thee with the wound of an enemy, with the chastisement of a cruel one, for the multitude of thine iniquity, because thy sins were increased. See, so because we went off, the Lord put that spirit on us, man. And he put the spirit on these other nations to come up against us. Okay?
Going back in the book of Luke 16 and verse 22. And it came to pass that the beggar died and was carried by the angels into
Abraham. Yeah, that was pretty much the point. We can keep going, but that's a different topic. Okay. I just wanted to get that quick point.
The dogs.
Is the point that, the dogs making these wounds, worse, man. They coming and licking the wounds, man. While here it is, we're begging. We're brought down to the point where we're having to beg for these things, man. We're doing whatever it takes to just make it, man. That's you begging, whether you want to realize it or not. That's you begging, man. That's you at the gates of these other nations, continually begging, doing whatever it takes. When this world was created for our sakes, man. We shouldn't have to be begging and doing whatever it takes to get the things that the earth has been given. That the earth was created for our sakes. So why the hell are we having to work and bust our asses and do whatever it takes to just get the necessities of life, man? But see, that's the state that we've been brought down to, man. But soon the Lord is coming to take us from out of the yoke of these nations, man. You had a precept?
I was gonna look up something.
Come. So go back to that Psalms. Is that what you had before?
Yeah, the Psalms 71?
Yeah.
Okay. 71. Going back in Psalm 71, and was at verse, I'll go back to verse 9. It says, cast me not off in the time of old age, forsake me not when my strength faileth. For mine enemies speak against me, and they that lay wait for my soul take counsel together.
Yeah, and the ones that lay wait for our soul is who? Primarily starting with Esau, Edom. We quoted the precept where it talks about like a roaring lion. He waited to see whom he may devour, roughly paraphrasing. You know, this devil, man, is laying in wait for us, man. Okay? He lieth in wait, waiting to trap us up, man. Waiting to put us into a ditch. You had something? Or you just got it up in this 71?
Yeah, from Psalm, we're going to jump to Psalms 83.
Kind of, yep, because of the enemies, yep, you got that.
Okay. I'll go back and read that again in Psalm 71. And verse, what was it? Verse
9 or 10?
10. No, verse 10. It says, for mine enemies speak against me, and they that lay wait for my soul take counsel together. All right, so I'm jumping to the book of Psalms 83. I'm going to start at verse 2. It says, for lo, thine enemies make a tumult, and they that hate thee have lifted up the head. They have taken crafty counsel against thy people. All right, and these other nations, they've taken crafty counsel, all right, against our people. All right, especially when you go looking at to the different laws of the land, all right, and how they have different laws, different statutes, all right, that's really basically targeted at Jake. All right, now it is here in America. Now they want to, how can I say it, open up the laws for you to go ahead and go into the dispensary to go get medical marijuana. Right. But then before that, they was locking Jake up. All right, so now that's what another way that they're making up the traps and the snares. All right, for our people. All right, you go into the hoods. All right, they got up these different shops. It got what? Nothing but, the liquors. All right, got nothing, the blunts. All right, got the cigarettes, the tobacco, got all these things to destroy our people. So this is a way that these nations are coming up against our people. All right, so they're taking up the crafty counsels. All right, it says they have.
Matter of fact, what's the verse?
Psalms 83 and verse 3.
Let me get the word there for counsel. Crafty counsel, which we know crafty, it's just cunningly devised plan. All right, but I'll get that word as well. So this is Psalms 83 and 3. They have taken crafty counsel against thy people and consulted against thy hidden ones. So the word there for counsel is sawad, and it says council, assembly, a company, secret council. All right. It says by implication, intimacy, consultation, a secret assembly. Okay, and that's what these nations have done. This is what is known as the Illuminati. This is what the elites are known as. All right, that counsel that they took it against our people. All right, so to take that crafty, it says crafty, to be subtle, to be crafty, beware, to take craft, be prudent, to be crafty, be subtle, or become shrewd. It says to be cunning. And who is the number one cunning hunter on the earth? Esau, Edom. That's how he was. He was a cunning hunter, man. That was the description of the manner of person that he was from Genesis, man. Okay, but see, the other nations, all right, the heathens had joined themselves onto Esau. Okay, that's why now here in these last days, these other nations are starting to wake up that this dude, he ain't really been fulfilling his side of the bargain with us. I thought we were all supposed to be in cahoots against these people, but here it is. This dude's been playing side deals on the side against us, because he's been trying to come into power. That's why you see Moab now trying to set himself up. Okay, but keep going.
Going back in verse 3, they have taken crafty counsel against thy people and consulted against thy hidden ones. All right, and the Israelites. All right, you are those hidden ones. All right, who these nations, all right, hide, like I stated earlier, how they're trying to hide you away, all right, but here it is, you are the salt of the earth, all right, and you can't be hid. But here it is, the Israelites, you have been hid, all right. But the Lord is what making it known, all right, in these last days. It says they have said, "Come and let us cut them off from being a nation," all right, by the destruction of our people, all right, by setting up these laws, setting up these traps, all right, setting up all these different things, all right, to devise, all right, against the nation of Israel. It says that the name of Israel may be no more in remembrance. All right, so you go back into Esau, Edom, right, going to these other different nations, all right, and they had our people in captivity. But Esau, Edom, all right, being chiefly the number one, all right, how he beat the language out of us, all right, how he beat his ways into us, all right, made us in fear of him, all right. How they took away the name of Israel, they took the name of our power away from us, all right, our connection, all right, they took it away, all right, to where our people are trodden down, all right, and they've just been hidden. It says they have consulted together with one consent. They are confederate against thee. All right, so all these nations are against us. All right, each and every single last one of them. All right, they may smile in your face today. All right, they may smile. They may want to, shake your hand. They may want to give you a hug. They may want to be your friend. All right, but deep down, all right, these nations, all right, they're very envious, all right, of the nation of Israel. It says the tabernacles of Edom and the Ishmaelites of Moab and the Hagarenes, Gebal and Ammon and Amalek, the Philistines with the inhabitants of Tyre, Assur also is joined with them. They have hope in the children of Lot. All right, here it is. They're having a conspiracy against Israel, all these nations. All right, they're trying to come up against the nation of Israel. All right, and they're trying to destroy, all right, the nation of Israel. Okay, and this is why
I'll cut it off because you said it said hit resume, but it's all good though. The angels got the message either way. So hey, we just want to give out the closing salutation. Lord's with us is edifying. I don't know when it was cut off.
Yeah.
That's why I should have kept it playing in the background or something. But it is what it is. The word got out. The Lord's coming to redeem us, man. That is what it is. These heathen and the little shenanigans that they do by trying to stop His word like this, it's all good though, man. So hey, with that, we want to give all praise and glory unto Yahweh, by Hashem, Yahushai, by Hashem, Rakakwadash, double honors to the elders, apostles, of great millstone, and much blessing and salutations to the Akim around the four corners of the earth who are diligently pushing out this truth and sincerity. And this is just a sign that what we were talking about is right, man.
Exactly.
These devils trying everything and anything to try to stop this word from coming out, to hinder this word, to hinder the Israelites from rising back up, man. And hey, we gonna rise up, man.
That's right.
So with that, shalom.
Shalom.
Devils.
Damn.